Hey, we're back again with another video, and it's Paul again.
Again, you got me again.
This is good. We are playing Marvel Crisis Protocol, which Paul will now gush about for the next 64 minutes. You like this game, don't you?
I do. I'm so excited to play this today. I've been going on about it to Richard for the best part of a year, and it's kind of taken me that amount of time to get the scenery sorted. It's a very different game to what we normally play.
Yes.
It's very thematic, it's very cinematic, and there's going to be lots of explosions and throwing things.
You can throw things at people.
Yes.
I can throw a car at Paul. Well, I mean, not Paul, his model, sorry.
Should we get stuck in?
Let's do it. Let's get underway.
We are playing the following crisis. We are playing Infinity Formula Goes Missing, which is our secure objective. So we need to get our characters within range 1 of these canisters to be able to score points. And then our extract objective, which is taking the objective and hopefully running away with it. Scrolls Infiltrate World Leadership, which are these here. Now we're playing a crisis which is 17 threat level. So we have picked our characters. We haven't taken any cards to go with them because that's too complex.
Yep, keep it simple.
We're going to keep it simple and keep it fun. Richard has taken a very Avengers focused team with Iron Man, Cap, Black Widow, Hawkeye and Spider-Man, and I've gone for a Spider-Foes team of Carnage, Mysterio, Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, and I've thrown in Red Guardian for fun because he's my newest model at the moment.
I'm kind of jealous that you've got Doc Ock, actually. He's pretty cool. He's one of the bad guys I like the most.
Oh, it's the Green Goblin I like. The models are slightly bigger than your standard 28mm and your Warhammer, so it does look a bit more epic on the table. But I can't wait to get stuck into this, Richard. We have played briefly before, and I forgot most of the rules.
Yeah, that didn't really help at all. So we've rolled for it. I have priority, so I'll be making the first move, and we'll do some little turn summaries and some key moments, as we always do. And let's get battle underway, Paul.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I've managed to push Iron Man up and Cap. They're a bit slower than some other characters. They couldn't quite get to the objective. Hawkeye has taken up the cool position of standing on something to shoot at things. I don't know if it's effective or not, but it looks good. Sneaky Black Widow over here grabbing this objective. And a bit of Spider-Man getting around the corner of this building to hopefully get up here and get this civilian. Paul, you were a little bit more aggressive with some of your moves.
Doc Ock came up and tried to find out if that was a Skrull agent or not, and wasn't able to get the right roll, so
maybe
bated breath for next turn. Green Goblin has shot up behind him because I don't want him anywhere near Peter Parker because he loses his mind and has to attack Peter. Red Guardian trundled up and has taken one of the secures, and Mysterio has taken another one of the secures. So we'll count up our points and then go to the next turn.
Then it's the real action. Okay, turn 2, Hawkeye put an arrow into Doc Ock, which made him bleed. But he was all right in the end because he's super tough.
Super tough, super tough.
Captain America did throw his mighty shield, which went bing bong between these two and knocked a point off of both of them, which was pretty cool.
A ricochet move.
Carnage did an absolute number on Spider-Man over here, hitting me for 4 damage and bleed. So he's in a pretty bad state. He might almost flip into his damaged side. But now Iron Man is going to shoot with a superpower some homing rockets because Paul put his models too close to each other.
It's schoolboy error.
Okay, so missiles coming in hot. Oh, that's 2 critical hits there, which means I get to roll these again for... Oh, that doesn't matter. So it's a wild. So it's 4 hits in total then, Paul.
4 hits in total.
Defend with Green Goblin.
Green Goblin's got 4 dice for his physical attack, which he gets 1 defense, but takes 3 hits.
3 hits, and then the home missile explodes as it's his superpower, dealing a point of damage to Doc Ock and a point to Red Guardian as well. So, yeah, pretty good use of some home missiles there, Iron Man. Well done.
Note to self.
Don't stand next to each other. Disperse, disperse. Okay, cinematic awesomeness. After exploding rocket, the Green Goblin is hitting and running, which means he's going to get the hell out of there, but not before he throws a pumpkin bomb at Captain America, who is going to put his shield up in the hope to deflect it with his power that he's built up. So what you got, Paul?
So I've got 4 attacks on energy. Oh, 1.
Ooh, a critical.
So I get to roll another dice. 2.
2 hits.
2 hits. It doesn't trigger a wild.
Oh, that's the wrong number of dice, so let's re-roll that again. Cap doesn't block all of it, so he takes a point of damage, and then you're free to go zipping away.
Okay. Didn't roll a wild, so I don't get a bag of tricks. I don't get to add any special conditions, but I do get to move, and that's a superpower. So I've still got 2
actions left to go.
Yeah.
Nice.
At the end of turn 2, things have got a little bit fighty. The Red Guardian moved up from the objective, which I think was a stupid idea. But I did get to throw my shield at Cap, and I think there's going to be a bit of a frisbee off down here. Doc couldn't move because he had to shake the bleed, and I think I'm going to go and take on Iron Man in a minute, or try and flip that scroll again and see if it's there. MVP so far is Green Goblin, who pumpkin bombed and then hit and run over into the middle. So I'm a little bit concerned that Peter Parker is around there, and I think that might end up being a bit of a showdown. Mysterio stayed where he was to try and get some points, otherwise, you know, play the game, play the objective.
Try and win, Paul, this is how you win.
And Black Widow has taken the place of a Spider-Man against Carnage. So
I don't know if that was a wise choice or not either, actually.
We'll
but we'll find out.
Hawkeye and Iron Man are both ready to move into action. Richard, looking fairly good damage-wise.
Yeah, I've gone cagey with my moves, so we'll see.
But I'm, yeah, the Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus have taken a bit of a hit. We are just about to start turn 3, so halfway through the game. And Richard is winning
By 1 point!
by 1 point. That could make all the difference.
Okay, over here as the action's really kicking off, Iron Man has repulsor blasted Doc Ock to do enough damage to daze him and flip his card.
So he now can't do anything for the rest of this activation, leaving me a man short.
It is going to be a bit like that over across here, because Cap has also suffered the same after Goblin threw a bomb on him, which dealt him damage and set him on fire, which I think is double bad.
Double bad, yep.
Double bad. We've got a little sneaky move by Widow over here to grab the objective and get out of trouble. And Spider-Man is going to taser web Carnage, because symbiotes don't like tasers, apparently, Paul tells me.
They don't like energy attacks, no.
We're going to roll 6 dice against him, which is pretty strong. Oh, that's a good roll.
That's a really good
Paul,
roll.
you're in trouble.
So that's 6 hits, plus you need another dice.
I do.
Critical. 7.
7 hits. Wow, okay. I think I tasered you as well with this many things.
So you've instantly flipped me.
So you're flip.
That's the end of turn 3. Everybody has moved. The Red Guardian has moved back away from Cap to get an objective, because I need some points. Mysterio has stayed on his objective over there and pretty much done nothing so far this game. However, the real action was here with Mr. Hawkeye.
He did 2 cheeky shots on Green Goblin, doing a damage each time, and generating enough power for me to then use my superpower hook shot off this here lamppost to fling myself further out of trouble, but still stay within one of the objectives. So yeah, Hawkeye's pretty good at this hit and run business. Daily Bugle style breaking news. Doc Ock has found the scroll.
Finally.
Which means we take this away.
And the one by Carnage.
And we take this away. And now we're just left fighting over this scroll agent, which you have, Paul, which is slightly concerning. And it's on the slightly sparser side of the battlefield, so let's see what happens. Okay, so we've had Iron Man run up here and shove Doc Ock with the objective closer to Cap in order to really put the hurting on him. But Paul has decided to scupper that plan, and Goblin is burning all of his energy to do some real shenanigans. Paul, what's he doing?
So Night of the Goblin, which is a 7 dice attack. It has cost me 4 power though, so it's not cheap.
Nope. And Cap's on fire, which reduces his defense.
Cap is on fire, so I'm going to do a energy attack, because that's Cap's least. Well, no, it's 4 across the board. Cap. Okay.
He's just made of everything, isn't he? Look at him.
Cap is Cap. If the attack deals damage, after the attack is resolved, the character gains poison and incinerate. So I really want to kind of stop Cap from doing anything to Doc.
Will I be double on fire? Is that how this works?
Right, let's go.
And I'm vibranium shielding for the reference.
Yep.
Oh, that is a lot. And you've got a critical in there as well.
So I'll move the ones out of the way that aren't useful. The critical gets another roll.
Another roll. Okay, nothing. So 4. Let me see if I can block. Okay, let's see what happens with his vibranium shields up. It counts as 3 defense, which is pretty good. So I only take 1 point of damage. But I'm on fire and...
You're on fire and you've got poison.
Poison as well. Wonderful. Yep. Sounds great.
After putting the hurt on Cap, Goblin has skedaddled to go and kind of contest this with Hawkeye. But Richard is fighting back. Rich, what are you doing?
I am going to give it all guns blazing here. Well, no guns, obviously, because it's Cap. But he is going to ignore the fact that he is on fire and poisoned. To quote the stat card, I can do this all day. He's going to just soak it up. And instead, he's going to shield slam on Doc and see what I can do. So I'll spend my power, and this is a 6 dice attack because it's one of his big abilities.
So Richard's hoping, where Doc Octopus has only got 3 health left, I think you're hoping that you knock him out, he drops the agent,
and I pick it up.
And you pick it up.
I'm going to try and slam him. Ooh, it's not the best. Okay, bad recording from me there. Paul gets 1, takes a point of damage, and therefore it's size 2 or less. I'm going to throw him as I smash him with my shield straight into this shop here, which I believe gets destroyed by his bulk, which is pretty sweet, and he takes a further point of damage.
Does indeed.
And after his shield slammed him through the building, he's now going to throw his shield at him to try and take him out of action. It is, a good roll there with a critical. I'll just chuck an extra dice in there for a miss, but there's still 3 hits, Paul. Okay, so that's a physical attack.
So a bad roll here.
And he's out.
Doc is KO'd. That Skrull agent is back in the wild.
In the wild, like a Pokemon? Oh, that's not good, Paul.
It's not good at all.
Yep, and as Paul takes Doc off, this is where the agent has finished up. So now it's anybody's game as to who's going to get him. Up on the roof of the coffee shop, Paul is spending all of his power on Carnage, who's pretty wounded at this point, and he's going absolutely loco on Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, so maximum carnage. It's an area effect too, so if there were more characters around me,
Jeez,
I could
okay.
take more damage, but it's solely on Peter Parker. 7 dice, here we go. Well, that was pretty poor.
It's a critical in there, though.
There's a crit in there.
Nope. Not so. Still 3. Let's see, because I've only got 1 health left before I flip. So I only have 2 defense dice. There's no point even rolling for Spider-Man at this point. His card flips to his bad side. Okay, so Paul has moved Red Guardian up in order to throw a shield where Iron Man was, which was my suggestion to Paul. Then I realised that I could actually then get behind him and repulsor blast him away from the objective, which felt like it was cheating because I suggested it. So instead I've gone for the Goblin and done some damage with some homing missiles instead. Carnage did an absolute number on Black Widow. We didn't record the dice rolls, but he got 7 hits on her and it immediately took her from full health to dazed. And all I've got left to go with is Peter Parker now, because Paul has moved up onto both of my objectives in a very aggressive play. And we'll see if that's going to work out. But it's certainly one hell of a move, Paul.
One more turn to go.
I mean, you had to, because Cap grabbed the Skull Agent, so you've got to help balance those points out.
Yeah.
Because Paul is a kind tutor, we've realised that I can use my Webapult ability with Spider-Man to hurl Carnage out of the way of the objective and slamming him into the lorry at the same time, which has been a pretty sweet move. So he's taken some damage and has now cleared this because he dazed Widow, so she can't claim it, but Spider-Man remains just in range. And a quick rules clarification, we realised that because Hawkeye is healthy, he outclasses Goblin and can claim this objective, but it does mean that I have to stay within range of it now.
Just starting the 6th and final turn, and Cap has shuffled up a little bit and is now taken on Red Guardian, which is quite thematic, the two characters. Richard is choosing to do a shield slam.
I'm doing the shield slam with the final power that I've got in order to push Red Guardian away and try and clear it so Cap is not really under threat from anybody while he holds the Skrull Agent. Let's see how this goes. That's a very good roll.
That is.
And yep, he gets 5 hits on you, but most importantly, I'll throw you short away from me.
So are you throwing me into the building?
Heck no, I'm throwing you physically as far away from me as possible.
After some epic dice rolling, Richard, you hit me for 5?
5, and threw you across the road, and you are now dazed, isn't it? Dazed. And unable to take part in the last turn of the game. So Cap should be, hopefully, home and dry to hold on to that agent and just chin any other damage he gets and ride it out to the end of the game.
I mean, that was fairly good move, Richard. You've now just taken one of my characters completely out of this turn.
Yeah, the final turn of the game. Okay, in a move of spite here, Carnage is going to do maximum carnage. His special ability, again, is an area effect which catches both Spider-Man and Black Widow. So it's 7 dice, Paul informs me, which in this game terms is a lot, I believe.
A lot of dice. So 7 dice on Black Widow.
Yep.
And that wasn't too
That's not the best roll. It's all right, so it's 4. That's 4.
Takes 4.
And, she gets a block in there. So that's 3 damage. But also, Paul does something special now.
So with the swirly, which is the wild, it causes 1 damage to anybody who's within range 2 of Carnage. So Peter Parker gets something spiky in the back of his head.
Excellent. So Black Widow is down and out completely, and Paul's now going to roll a second attack against Spider-Man because it rolls against everybody within range. That's 3, 4, and there's a critical in there. Paul, roll again. That is indeed 4. Oh dear. Spider-Man does block 1 and takes 3, which is not quite enough to take him out, even if Paul had done extra damage. So he just about got away with that. In the final action, Iron Man has repulsor blasted Goblin, hoping to push him off the objective, but has instead killed him. Well, knocked him out, because let's see, this is superheroes. He is out of action, and we are calling it there because it's only Mysterio who's just objective sitting and a stunned Red Guardian.
And it's turn 6.
And Hawkeye could probably can't shoot Stun Guardian, sorry, because of his status. So it's pretty much game over, so we'll add up the points. So after a superhero smash fest, I managed to peg it by, what do we say, 14-8. So it's quite a solid victory for the Avengers in the end.
A very solid victory. I mean, some of your dice rolling was fantastic.
It was on form.
Hawkeye, wow.
Hawkeye was man of the match, right? So I was complaining to Paul, Hawkeye doesn't really have much to do with his energy. He's not really doing much. And he stood at the back of the board. Then he just fired arrows everywhere, mucked about with people all over the shop, and just sat on that objective and scored points turn after turn and didn't even get hurt once. So yeah, it turns out he's actually really good at sitting back and winning the game rather than fighting.
And Carnage is a monster.
Yeah, that thing's...
Carnage is a monster. He was dealing damage left, right and centre and got rid of Black Widow. But I think I was kind of hampered by Mysterio not doing anything at all.
Yeah, it's a shame that you're sitting back on the back of the board holding that objective with someone who doesn't have much ranged abilities. So maybe next time.
So, MCP, Rich, what do you think?
Love it. Great game. Very thematic, very cinematic. Lots of stupid stuff you can do with your superheroes, which is exactly what you want. We were throwing them into things. We didn't throw that much stuff at each other, but there is obviously the possibility to hurl park benches and cars and things, and who doesn't love that? So yeah, absolute winner. We're definitely playing this one again.
It's a thinker, but it is fun.
It's fun, and it plays pretty quick actually once you've got a grasp of what you're doing. So a real winner.
Cool. We'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Bye.